Hi guys, it's Mrs. Davis. All right, so this is our Beta Bear video number 3. And for this one, we still have our Chicks Dig Me rooster. And we want to go ahead and really finalize this and make it very cool. So I think I'd like to do a special effect in the background. And so for that, I'm going to go up here to my Insert, Image. And I've already kind of pulled this up, but I can show you. The word I was looking at was bokeh, B-O-K-E-H, and bokeh gives us this sort of the dappled light, these circle spots of light on things. So you can see there's all sorts of them to choose from, and I wanted to kind of put this sort of behind my rooster. And maybe I kind of want to go with this sort of a glittery look, or maybe something more like with the circles. So with this one, I think I'm going to go for this fun sort of sparkly background. So I'm going to do that, and it's going to put it right on top of my rooster. So that is not going to work. I'm going to move that out of the way for a minute. Now I want to move all of this out of the way, but I don't want to lose the way it is. So I'm going to select outside of my box and outside of my image, select everything together. And now it's got all of it together. Now another thing I can do to make it even easier is I can right click. Oop, let me go ahead and do that again. Alright, so I'm going to go up here to my Arrange tool and go to Group. You can also see the shortcut here, Control-Alt-G. So I'm going to click on that. And now all of this, and click off of it, is all one image. So if I move it, it moves together. I can reduce it. I can grow it. I can do whatever I need to. So put that back the way I found it. There we go. And I'm going to put that off to the side. And now I'm going to take my bokeh effect and pull it back over my canvas. Right now it's a bit too bright for my tastes. So I'm going to go to this Image Options. And I want to look at this transparency because remember we have the black behind it. So if I make that a little bit transparent, it lets that black come through a little bit and it sort of tones it down. I can also mess with the brightness of it. Well, that's no fun. And the contrast, make some changes to it, things like that's kind of fun looking. I can also go up here to my recolor. This is the same thing I did with my rooster before. And if I want to stay with the same kind of color palette, I could do these sort of purples. Or I can go down here to the real bright purple and then mess with the transparency a little bit more, or with the brightness. Kind of like that. So now watch what happens when I bring my rooster back over top of it. Oh no, remember our layers. So my bokeh effect is on top of my rooster instead of behind it, which could be cool, but for this one I want it to be, I want my rooster on top. So I am going to right click on the bokeh effect. I'm going to go to Order, and I'm going to send backward. And now I have my rooster on top of the bokeh effect, and I've got a finished product that, in my opinion, looks kind of cool. So now what am I going to do with it? With this, I have the option to download my image. So I'm going to go to File, and I have Download As. Now I want you to look at these options. The PDF I do not use very often unless it has a lot of text in it. Now, if it's an image that really I'm only going to use it on the computer, I'm not planning on printing it out. I might use it for a profile pic or something like that. A JPEG is great. It's a small file type, so it doesn't take up too much space and it'll load quickly. A PNG file is going to be a higher quality file that takes up a little more space and maybe doesn't load quite as fast, but it's still pretty quick. And a scalable vector graphic, or an SVG, this file is not great as far as loading quickly, but it is great for the file size and the quality. So this is another option. So for this one, I'm going to go with the PNG file, and I'm going to click on that, and it went ahead and downloaded it for me. So if I can, I don't know that I can get to it here. Here it is. I'm viewing it in the window, and I've got my picture. All right, so I downloaded it. I added the background with a dappled effect. I grouped my image. I can ungroup my image if I need to. So now they're all pieces, parts again. Let's say I want to recolor my arrow a little bit. I can go into my color. I can select custom. Now for this one, I can go up and down to change the darkness of the color. And I can also change the transparency of the color. So it's a little bit see-through. So maybe we'll see a little of that bokeh effect come through. And you can see down here we've got a little bit of it coming through, which is kind of fun. Might do that right here also with my white. Just kind of take that down about halfway. Kind of fun. All right, so go into Google Drawings. I want you to play with the image options. I want you to import an image and set it as the background and play with the layers. I want you to mess with the colors on things, with the fill, and looking at the custom colors. And also think about trying to group items together by using that arrange tool. And there I've got the whole thing. All right, take a minute and go ahead and do that. Also play with trying to download different file types. All right, have fun with that.